early start today. I'm heading out to Settle. I'm going to leave the town of Settle and head up to Catrigg Force. And it's been a while since I've had a wild swim as well. Obviously the last few weeks I've been documenting my time in New Zealand, but yeah, ready to get back to it today. Catrigg Force has always been one waterfall that I'm wanting to visit, just never had the chance yet, so I'm looking forward to this one. And yeah, the walk will take around, I think it's around 8 to 10 miles, so looking at about 4 hours or so. Obviously I've got a few stops along the way as well. So yeah, good morning. Welcome to Settle. Very quiet, as you can see. So yeah, I've always been a pretty big planner, and sometimes it's a bit to my detriment because I spend more time planning than actually doing. So completely off the cuff today. I've done a little bit of research on a few of the places we'll be going to, but yeah, there's not too much to go off. A little bit about Settle there. Granted a market charter in the 13th century. So we're going to be kind of heading through the town, through the marketplace, and heading up this way, up towards the caves and the scar. So yeah, that'll be the first port of call, and then from there we'll be heading to the waterfall, and it's a bit of a circular walk back round towards Settle Market Town. So barely out of the station, and there's some history here about this water tower here, saying that it's the only surviving water tower out of 8 between Settle and Carlisle, built in 1876. And the supply came from the Hoffman Kiln, which is where we're going to go to later on today. So we should be hitting a bit of elevation today as well. You can kind of see where we'll be heading up there. Bit of a ghost town this morning. Don't think I've ever seen this square as quiet. It gets very busy in the summer, that's for sure. These steep, narrow streets remind me of Couris, Scotland. At some point up here there should be a path that takes us off up towards the crags and the caves. So yeah, we're keeping an eye out. Oh, there it is, just up here. So if you're new to my channel, I massively appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. I've got a big trip coming up to Italy, which I've been planning the last few weeks, and some of the logistics are a bit ambitious, let's say, but I'm going for it. Basically, it's my mum and dad's 40th wedding anniversary this year. My mum has always wanted to go to Sardinia, and they very kindly invited me along because they've got a villa that they're staying at, and I've always enjoyed trying to find like the most interesting route possible to get to a place. Obviously they're getting a direct flight, and I like looking for kind of an ulterior route, let's just say, which may or may not consist of many flights or even other methods of transport. I'm still in the planning stages of it, but yeah, it's going to be a real adventure. Not to detract from what we're doing today though, and as nice as Sardinia is, it's no Settle. But yeah, really nice morning for it. I think it is going to get slightly worse as the day goes on. Wind's going to pick up and there might be a bit of rain. And from this channel, you know I like to go off on walks, explore new places. One of the top 10 walks in the world is in Italy. It's my aim to go and do as much of that walk as possible before getting to Sardinia. So watch this space. Don't know if you can see that frost Despite it being mid-March, it very much feels like winter is back. So we're now passing Warrendale Knotts, which are a series of limestone outcrops which are spread out up here overlooking Settle. Apologies if I sound out of breath, I am. Pretty heavenly approach with the sun in the background. So I think this is the right way. There's a path that takes you up there, and yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I'm loosely following someone's directions online, but I think they were written a little while ago. Nice landscape shot there. Nobody else in sight. We're almost at the peak. All this limestone. Whew. I won't lie, this is tougher than expected. It just keeps going. You think you can almost see the top, and then you'll turn around another corner and there's just more incline. But I have to say the views are stunning, and they're definitely worth coming up here for. I don't know if you can see Settle just in the distance there from where we started. Trigg Point, we did it. So from here I'm going to try find the cave, Victoria Cave, that's supposedly just off the path. You have to take a little detour off the path to find it, and have a little look in there. Don't know if you can see in the distance over there the entrance to the caves. By the way, this isn't a fashion statement, honest. I have an eye condition called blepharitis, and strong wind can exacerbate it. It's basically where the eyelids can swell up. Yeah, it ain't great. So my wife kindly bought me these for Christmas, and yeah, finally getting to try them out. But there was a really windy stretch up there, so they've come in handy big time already. So yeah, I'm not rocking a Scandinavian skier. It's not a midlife crisis or anything like that. We have just taken the detour off the path down there to come up to Victoria Cave. The birds flying out. The directions to get here kindly reminded people just to watch for falling rocks as they enter. So I guess it could be something as simple as a bird just taking off and knocking a rock over, and then obviously it falls down, and yeah, it's not good. Eerily quiet in here. Cave deposits behind this barrier, very fragile. Please help us protect them by staying this side of the barrier. Okay. But yeah, you can hear the water drops, and you can hear some birds scuttling around. It's a little bit eerie, I'm not gonna lie. I know it's quite popular, this area, with climbers and people that like to go bouldering. So this cave was discovered by chance in 1837, and since then it's been completely excavated. The people that originally excavated it were fascinated by bone caves, and they were looking for evidence for the earliest humans along with long extinct animals. They found a lot of old animal bones, such as hippos, narrow-nosed rhinos, elephants and hyenas, and that indicates that the climate was much warmer than today. It seems as though at that time the hyenas were using the cave as a den and dragging scavenged bones back to it, but they didn't manage to find any human remains in here. So this is an access road that takes us down to a little hamlet called Windskill, and from there we can access Catrigg Force waterfall, or at least I hope we can. So, little life update, I am moving house next week. Very busy. Fortunately though, I've managed to kind of get ahead with a few videos. So yeah, lots of plans. And as mentioned earlier, I'm planning a lot of things to do in Italy, one being the Cinque Terre walk from Rio Maggiore to Monterosso, which is known to be one of the nicest walks in the world. So it's often ranked in the top 10. and I'm super looking forward to doing that. The only issue I'm having is that there is a section of the walk that has been damaged due to a landslide. So whether it'll be repaired in time for when I get there remains to be seen. But I'm sure we'll find a workaround anyway. I think people at the moment are having to go up into the mountains and over the trek, which is adding a lot of time to the walk, but this is all good training for it, I guess. Shouldn't be too far from the waterfall now. So this looks promising, and I can hear water. Yeah, I don't think closing that will do much good, really. What a beauty. It is time. I literally had the place to myself. I was there about 20 minutes in total, setting up cameras, getting changed and everything. And yeah, I was probably only in the water for about a minute. It was really cold. It was the coldest I think I've been in this year. I'm clearly out of practice because I had a few weeks off making these New Zealand videos, and I've not really done any wild swimming or anything for, well, I think the last time was Pullbridge Farm, which I'll link at the end. But yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed that. And from here now we're going to head into Stainforth village and check out an old Hoffman Kiln, an old lime kiln that I've been interested to see for a while. So yeah, let's get moving. So we're just descending into Stainforth village now. First bit of civilization I've seen in a while. It's our turn off. Hey guys, don't get up. You're alright. I'll link the route that I've taken in the description. I've noticed like recently I've become a bit too reliant on GPS and Waze and things like that. So I thought today I'd try something a little different, and I've literally just been going off text, just instructions typed out. They've been really clear, to be fair. Like I've managed to follow them, so I feel like anyone could. But yeah, it's a good website. It's just simply called walkingintheyorkshiredales.co.uk. And now I'm just heading to this old Hoffman Kiln. So this massive limestone kiln was built in 1873 for the Craving Lime Company. It had 22 individual firing chambers, so limestone was burned continuously in a circuit around the kiln, which took an average of 6 weeks for one whole circuit to be completed. Should we go have a look inside? Oh, that's pretty awesome. See how long it is. Hello. Actually, not as much reverb as I thought there'd be. It's been out of action since 1939, but still standing strong. So I entered from right down at the other end last time. I've just come down to this side and got some more information here. So this was one of the firing chambers. And again, right down the other side. It's absolutely huge. It's way bigger than I thought it would be. If you're watching and you know exactly what the lime was used for, I've seen some things online about bricks and fuel and things like that. But if you know of any other uses of the lime that was created in these Hoffman kilns, please let me know in the comments. It's hard to imagine there was people working in there. You can't imagine like the amount of dust, and the heat alone coming out of that place must have been immense.
3 lime drawers were drawing lime. The fire was in front of them and the backers were in front there. So lime drawers followed the fire and the fire followed the packers.
I see.
There were 4 packers with 200 tons of stone in each chamber.
They literally had a fraction of the resources we have today, but they just made things work, and to be honest, they made things work better. They took more pride, and I guess it was that generation of, you're going to make something, make it count. Whereas today, like, just it's all about just getting things done quickly, isn't it? And you'll have to look at new build houses, the state of them. So this is the village of Langcliffe. Very nice open space there in the centre of the village. Really nice church there as well. Yeah, it reminds me of Warrendale Farm. So 3/4 of a mile back to Settle. Come on! Yeah! Come on! Come on, do it! Hello, Incline, my old friend. Oh Lord, there's more. At least I'm with the wind, I guess. So, back where we started this morning, if it looks familiar to you, there was the house down there where I wasn't sure if I had to turn up there or not, but it turned out I had to go up and across the field. I'm just going to dip down into Settle now. I'm going to get some food, and then that's pretty much it. It's a bit busier than earlier. I'm going to head across to Ye Olde Naked Man. So I went for a decaf coffee in a cafetiere and the Naked Man breakfast, which was really nice. Yeah, and I actually asked for that. If you enjoyed, I'd massively appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. Should be links to some other videos just here and here. And yeah, I'll see you next week.
And there was a rod from out of the smoke chamber, coupled to each valve end, that lifted up.
The rods are still there.
Pardon?
The rods are still there.
The rod is still there. Well, there's a machine that they pressed the handle down and lifted the rod and pinned it with pins through the hole in the rod so that they knew how high the casting was.